that cat?
Archer, 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 Archer.
You're just gonna stare at me?
Oh, oh.
And rollers.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Artie of Artie's Corporate Fiction. Happy Wednesday to you all. Hope you guys have been having a good week. Right now I actually can't hear anything on my end. I need to go fix that real quick because what's going on here where I'm not getting anything out of my Bluetooth headphones. Disconnect here. There we go. All right, now we're back in business. All right, now I can hear everything. So I want to wait a little bit. Then let everybody get settled in. I have just a quick announcement before we get to Judge Middleton. So I also we're gonna watch the video that I think a lot of us have already covered with Judge Middleton, but I also see that there's an update to it, and it's a very short update to the antics, so we're going to take a look at that as well. We just also double check and make sure that that's fixed. That's done. Also, let me restart Lumia so that the RGB works for you guys. Let's quit and restart. I want to get you guys in so we can get to what we're doing. Do you think the Steam's new UI sucks? I mean, I don't really see that much of a difference, if I'm being honest. So I'm pretty neutral on it. It's just the UI refresh. I really don't see any difference between it and what was before it. This is not Irish. We're watching both parts 1 and 2. Irish. I am not streaming Final Fantasy 16. I have not touched a Final Fantasy since 13, and I have no interest in Final Fantasy anymore. It'll take a lot to convince me to take a look at it, so it's like nowhere close to my radar. Like right now, the games I'm looking forward to are the Cyberpunk expansion and Starfield, both of which are coming out in September. So okay, I think we got a fair amount of people in. I'm just going to say it outright. I took Archer to the vet this morning. They gave me a refill on his pain medication, and they gave me some meds for his nausea and diarrhea. He actually has been eating a little bit better, so that's not too bad. Hey, thank you, Kojak, for the 10 gifted memberships. I appreciate it, man. But the I'll wait for the announcements come in. But again, Doug, thank you so much for the gifted memberships. I appreciate it, man. Hold on. Almost done, I think. It's okay. Diablo 4, again, not really. I mean, I played the hell out of Diablo 3. I don't know. I'm not really interested in that either. So the issue that I have here. Was it doubling up? It shouldn't be. Thank you so much for the $49.99 super chat. Seriously, Gia, thank you. Okay, let me just get it out. Archer's biopsy came back, and Archer does indeed have cancer. It's a type of lymphoma. That's the reason why he has the big bump on his upper lip. They haven't given me the full details. They weren't able to give me like much more in the way of that. They did give me some referrals to some oncologists. I contacted one, but their the next available appointment for them isn't until August. So I'm going to try and reach out to a couple places out in Laurel and elsewhere and see if I can get something sooner. But yeah, that's the announcement. He's doing fine though. It's not like he's lethargic or anything. He's still his usual bratty self, always coming up and climbing up on the desk. But yeah, that's the news. Still trying to process it, but so far, that's what we got. I'll obviously give you guys updates when I'm able to schedule something with an oncologist and get a consultation and see what we can do for him. Meanwhile, it's just a matter of trying to make sure that the his surgery heals up and making sure he's comfortable, at least in that respect. So yeah, that's what it is. I hate to be the buzzkill, but I'd rather just like kind of get it out now, and give you guys the news. But yeah, if you, yeah. So of course, I'll keep giving you guys updates on here and on Discord, of course, and where we go from there. But yeah. Anyway, anyway. All right. Let's try and cheer ourselves up with Judge Middleton. Apparently learning of a grandma who is apparently trying to a SovCit antic. So, all right, guys, let's go. Nyan Moo, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. I appreciate it.
Except then we think now the days get shorter every day.
And there was much rejoicing.
Critical miss. Actually, they actually did recommend UPenn, which is in Philadelphia. I haven't contacted them yet, so I might give them a shot. University of Pennsylvania does have a good veterinary program, so I might check them out. But Cerebral, thank you for the $25 super chat. So sorry we went through this with Sully Pup. I can tell you how much our heart goes out to you. So sorry for much love for the death of our heart. Thank you, Cerebral. I appreciate it. This is part 1. We're gonna watch part 2 right after. I haven't seen part 1 yet. Thank you, Nyanmu.
All right, let's go on the record. All right, we've had a busy afternoon. We did a criminal sexual conduct preliminary examination with a child witness, which took us a couple of hours. We didn't live stream that for apparent reasons. We did deal with another matter, and we're about to deal with the last scheduled matter of the day. And I'm going to start over again. The title of the case is People versus Rosalind Ray Keenan. The allegation is that on or about May 16th in the village of White Pigeon, she did resist and obstruct a police officer and drive with a suspended driver's license. Resisting and obstructing is a felony now. It's punishable by up to 2 years imprisonment. And driving suspended as a traffic matter, punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Carries 2 points on your driving record and requires that your license be suspended.
Thank you.
Someone who is identified as Rosalind Keenan is present, and she wanted to explain more about that. We'll give her a chance to do that, but prosecuting attorney David Marvin is here, and he's representing the state. So let me ask you again, are you Rosalind Ray Keenan?
I'm here on as sui juris impropria persona, Rosalind Ray family of Keenan.
Oh no.
Is this on record?
Yes.
Oh man, all right, so she's pulling out all the lingo.
Everything has to be on the record, so it's all being recorded.
Okay, I'm here on the special appearance, and I'm a free woman on the land. I'm here under fraud, menace, and duress. I'm the private woman, Rosalind Ray
All right.
Keenan. The all capital mentioned name is the only appellation given to me.
Appellation.
Anytime an autograph is to be done in a certain
All right, somebody definitely has bingo now.
manner that I have here, or it's forgery. Could you do this to the judge, please? That's my name. Thank you.
It's the prosecutor looking like flabbergasted. Oh man.
Accept this.
Thank you.
All right, so I think we have the right person here. When she signed her bond, she signed it as Rosalind Ray Keenan beneficiary with quick bail bonds. All right, now we've got another issue. This is a felony charge. The first one is. The second one is under the motor vehicle code. And it requires that we have a preliminary examination, or it requires that you're entitled to a preliminary examination. We had a pre-exam conference last week, and you expressed at that time that you did not wish to have an attorney. You're here with you this morning without an attorney, and we'll address that in a moment. You've been talking with Mr. Marvin. You have an absolute right to represent yourself. I normally don't recommend it. Mr. Marvin will sit down and talk with anybody, whether they're an attorney or whether they're a layperson. So you and he have been meeting to discuss this. Mr. Marvin, is there a plea offer here?
There is, and I'll tell you about that. But I wanted to mention that this is, I believe, the third time we've sat down. And so this is dragged out a bit, but only because she's not represented. And in these 3 separate meetings and adjournments, the court has allowed those, and I appreciate it. I have spent a lot of time with her and her son, who's here. He's always been here, and they're very honest and they're good intended.
Thank you.
And I
Aw.
think that we've come to a resolution that I believe is fair. I've offered, I'm going to state it for the record, and only time will tell if she's going to accept it, in hopefully 2 seconds. But what I would do is offer an attempt resisting and obstructing and dismiss count 2. And I would ask that the court set this for sentencing at a later date, and I'd ask for 6 months. And if by that time there's no other incidents with law enforcement or any other reason to continue, I would dismiss this, or at any time before that if I felt that it was necessary.
So basically a deferred sentencing. Essentially, you get this 6 months over your head, but if you don't do anything, if you don't do anything, don't get in trouble, he'll dismiss the charge. You get off with a clean record.
And again, after working with her, I don't think this is the kind of thing that should be, I would hate to see this upstairs as her first felony. I think that she's interested in a way of life that she's honestly trying to understand, but I think that partly to assist her, I've kind of hatched this plan, and I've offered that. I have the feeling she's going to take it today, but if not, I've got my officer and we're ready for a prelim.
He's offering to reduce the driving suspended charge. And he is offering to dismiss the felony charge and reduce it to a charge called attempted resisting obstructing a police officer.
That's a misdemeanor.
It's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. Do you understand that charge?
This is an extremely good, I would say this is an extremely good deal because, one, it drops it from a felony to a misdemeanor, and we all know what felonies can do to somebody's, what a felony conviction can do to somebody's life. So he's dropping it from a felony to a misdemeanor. Not only that, he's putting a deferred sentence of 6 months, but basically says that if she doesn't do anything, in other words, is completely clean, no traffic tickets, no more charges, no nothing, then he'll even dismiss the attempted the misdemeanor charge, essentially getting away clean, completely clean. So basically, don't do anything stupid for just 6 months, and you don't get anything on your criminal record. I thought that that's my understanding. That
No, I don't understand the nature and the cause of the
All right,
charges.
Mr.
against
Marvin,
me.
let's just do a prelim.
oh, wow, all right, and already Judge Middleton's like, well, we're gonna do a it's just like that. We're
I'm
done.
not gonna tap dance with her. You may be more
Ooh.
sympathetic about this flat earth nonsense than I am. But if I'm gonna have to argue about everything from who she is to what the charge is, it'd be easier to just put on the prelim. From the affidavit of probable cause, her conduct was outrageous with a capital O.
Ooh.
And so I'll give you one more opportunity, Ms. Keenan. Mr. Marvin is agreeing to dismiss the driving suspended charge. The record shows your license is suspended from Indiana and you don't have a valid Michigan license. That's a benefit. It won't affect your driving privileges.
Excuse me? What did you say about the,
It's a benefit. And
no,
this-
before that, about the license?
He's dismissing it. And it won't affect your driving privileges here or Michigan or Indiana if he dismisses that. So he's offering to dismiss it. And that's a benefit. He is offering to reduce the felony charge to a misdemeanor. And that's attempted resisting and obstructing a police officer. If you wish to do that, we can pursue it now. If you don't, we can take testimony. The officer's been waiting here for 3 hours. What would you like to do?
Are you asking me to take a plea?
I'm asking you if you're willing to accept the prosecutor's plea offer.
Well, I don't understand that.
Mr. Marvin, let's
Explain
just
it.
put
I'm
on
not
a
playing
prelim.
games. I'm serious.
You-
Okay, no, you are playing games, and Judge Middleton knows you're playing games, and he's not having it. As somebody in chat mentioned, and as we heard from the very beginning, thank you, Brad, for the $100 tip. I saw the message, so sorry for your loss. We can empathize. Hope this helps. Thank you very much, Brad. I appreciate it. You really didn't have to do that. But it's appreciated all the same. Thank you. I definitely understand.
Are playing games, and first of all, you
I'm
don't.
trying to advance to
All right,
what I'm
stop.
here
You don't
for.
interrupt the judge, whether you're a.
I was gonna say, as people mentioned before, the Middleton probably just went through a pretty heavy criminal case, involving a essaying crime involving a minor. So his patience is pretty much zero at this point.
Flat earther or
I'm
not.
not flat earth,
All
sir.
right, well, this crazy stuff you're saying, I've got very little patience for it. You don't have an attorney, which concerns me, because these charges could result in your incarceration. I will appoint an attorney for you. All you got to do is tell me. But you also have the absolute right to represent yourself. So do you wish to represent yourself, or would you like me to get an attorney to assist you with
It's
this?
my right to appear for myself.
It is.
He's reading off of something. Probably off her
I don't
phone.
think it would be a violation of your oath of office
To do what?
to if you did your duty under the Constitution, because I'm seeking legal intent, not advice.
Oh God. Oh man. Okay, so I know that line. That's from the Frog. So she wherever she's getting it from, it's in part from the Frog. But yeah, Anna Von Wright's script probably. No, Goddess, no! For God's sakes, guys, please, please correct people in the chat about Archer's situation. Archer did not pass. Goodness. Oh wait, her
Well,
guru's
you
there
want me to
too?
appoint an attorney for you. Would you like to represent yourself?
So may I ask, what jurisdiction is this, civil or criminal?
This is a criminal case, which points out the fact that you could use a lawyer if you can't tell the difference between a civil and a criminal case. Criminal case means you could go to jail, in this case, for up to 2 years. In a civil case, there's
Her
no
guru's her
possibility of jail.
her son is her.
It's usually over money damages.
Hey, Jester.
Other types of non-jail relief, like other types of non-jail relief. So yes, this is a criminal case.
Well, Thank you. So, you said the record is on.
Yes.
Could the record of the court show that this is a criminal action? And my next question is, I know that the Constitution grants the court two types of criminal jurisdictions. One is criminal jurisdiction under common law, and the other is criminal jurisdiction under admiralty or military tribunal venue under Article
There it
1,
is.
Section 8, Clause 17 of the Constitution. Under which of these two jurisdictions is the court intending to try me?
This is statutory jurisdiction.
Yeah, this is. I keep saying frog, but it's probably for Anna von Reitz. But because I've heard this entire script from the Talking Frog from yesteryear. But this is the Talking Frog script. The whole thing. I'm not asking for legal advice. I'm only looking for legal intent. Then what jurisdiction is this? Is this under admiralty or common law? That sort of admiralty, military, or common law. That's all. That's from that frog script.
Of the law of the state of Michigan. It's not any of those things, including the wacky admiralty clause people try to invoke. This is criminal jurisdiction authorized by the state legislature here in the state of Michigan.
Thank you. Well, please let the record of the court show that the court intends
Yeah.
to conduct.
Yep, that is okay. She's reading literally. This is literally off the script. This is straight out of the script.
Criminal action against me under a statutory jurisdiction. But that makes me wonder, I have never heard of criminal action under statutory jurisdiction, and there is no such jurisdiction established in the Constitution. And I will be able to proceed if you can show me where I can find the published rules of civil procedures under a statutory jurisdiction and where this nature, cause, and jurisdiction exists. It is crucial that I have the published rules of procedure so that I can conduct a fair defense and fair trial. Otherwise, this needs to be dismissed. And I would like it in writing, please.
Thank you. It's not civil
you.
procedure, it's criminal procedure. And the defendant doesn't come up and show, court, tell me why I get to do this. You've been charged under the criminal statutes of the state of Michigan, and I've just advised you of that on the record. I'm just trying to establish at this point whether you want to represent yourself or not. As I mentioned, the conduct in here in the affidavit or the bond information report is outrageous with a capital O. And you could very well go to jail for a substantial period of time.
I have to wonder what's in that information. Well, what was in that probable cause affidavit? I'm actually curious now what was written down there.
Mr. Marvin was trying to extend to you an opportunity to avoid that option. But you're wasting all of our time with this stuff that doesn't have any legal merit. I'm offering to give you an attorney who can actually argue any legal merit or advise you or assist you in this regard. But we've had some White Pigeon police officers here on overtime for several hours. They're still waiting for you to decide what you wish to do.
Wait, officers, plural?
I haven't even gone over the first. Well, first of all, we had to establish who you were. That took much more time than it deserved. Secondly, I'm trying to determine whether you wish to have an attorney or not. Again, you do have the right to represent yourself. You wish to, but you've exhibited to me that you don't understand the law. And you're at risk of being incarcerated for this conduct. So to further comment on Mr. Marvin's offer, if you pled to the charge of attempted resisting and obstructing a police officer, he offered to defer the sentence for 6 months, and if there were no further problems, to dismiss it, which is very generous based on the police report bond information that came with the file.
Nimrod, thank you for the 250 euro. Yeah, I think I got it right. Euro. Uh-oh. Thank you for the 250 euro super chat. Both of them. I appreciate it, Nimrod. Thank you.
So, what would you like to do here today? Do you wish to represent yourself?
Thank you. I do. I know I can peer for myself. I'm competent and I am confident. Okay,
All right.
so
The next question is, are you
Please.
willing to accept Mr. Marvin's plea offer to plead to the misdemeanor charge?
I wasn't completed with what I wanted to say to you, please.
Okay.
May I? Thank you. So I wanted to say that I don't believe it's a violation of your oath of office if you did your duty under the Constitution, because I'm seeking legal intent.
Again, she's going right back into the script.
Okay, so I have the right to peer for myself. In order to intelligently defend myself, I have to know the jurisdiction this court is operating under, because the rules of civil procedure under common law jurisdiction are very different from the rules of civil procedure
All right,
under
stop.
admiralty or military
Stop.
tribunal venue.
Uh-oh.
Stop. We went through this before.
I know.
This is not civil
It's the
procedure.
Sixth Amendment grants me the right.
my
to
God.
know the
She keeps
jurisdiction
going.
and apply,
And I told you what it was.
and it gives you the duty.
All right, stop. If you interrupt me one more time, I'm gonna find you in contempt and you're gonna go to jail. And
Objection, please.
all right, please.
Ooh,
We're gonna
and
talk
May
about
I?
this
The
tomorrow
contempt.
at 3:00. I find that you're in contempt. You're
Well-
going
I do
to
not wish to
jail
be
right
held in
now,
contempt,
and we will.
sir.
Well,
I'm sure you don't want to be wished to. I'm sure you don't wish to be held in contempt, but that's exactly what's happening right now. So congratulations. You now have a contempt charge on your
you
record.
have been.
I'm simply
matter
trying
is
to
adjourned until
exercise
tomorrow
my
at
Sixth
3
Amendment
o'clock.
rights, please.
So you can think about
And
it
we can go
overnight in
forward
jail.
with this right now, please.
No, you're going to
I do
jail
not
for
wish to be in
24 hours.
contempt,
I know you
please.
don't wish to go to jail, but you certainly
I
have
will
earned it.
continue with this if you'll please let me finish.
We'll talk about it tomorrow at 3:00. And you will be more respectful to the court.
I
You
can
will speak.
provide the
You will not interrupt the
citations.
court. Your citations are meaningless.
I'm sorry I
So you
interrupted
can
you. If you
go
want to
with the
continue,
officer. I don't want to argue about it. Take
I'm
her
not
out of here. We
arguing.
will address
Ooh.
this tomorrow at 3:00.
Stand up and put your hand.
No.
I can't get her aspects she has there.
They'll get them for you. You can give all the paperwork to him.
thank you.
Mr. Marvin, I don't know what you've got tomorrow at 3:00, and I don't know what I have, but we'll take another shot at this tomorrow.
Justice takes time.
Just misunderstood.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, and I don't think this was a fair trial,
We haven't had a trial yet.
a fair preliminary.
We didn't even get there yet.
We're not even there.
This one.
Yep, absolutely. There we go. Sorry. Yeah, it's okay. We're gonna go over here, Ms. Keenan. Yep, I'll get all the property for you. I'll go right over here.
Here, fill my pockets. I have a key.
Listen to the officer. Yep, I will get all the property from you, ma'am, and whatever property you want to release to your son, I'll be more than happy to. She's going into custody for contempt.
Let's go this way.
And then let's watch out for this chair here. There we go. Go ahead and watch your foot. There we go.
That's it, then it's court over.
Yeah, we're done.
Can I say something?
Yes?
Uh-oh.
I don't think that she was trying to be in contempt of court. She was trying to exercise a right. And I think it was just a misunderstanding of how to, for her to be able to pronounce that. But
Well, I told her to stop and she didn't stop, and she doesn't know what she's doing. She needs a lawyer, and she's gonna contempt herself into 90 days if she doesn't be careful. So we'll address this tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And to whatever extent you're advising her on this stuff, you're not doing her any favors. Mr. Marvin gave her the sweetest deal where she could not have a charge on her record.
Yeah.
And all she wants to do is argue about admin.
Please have that record still, or that chart, that option still, if I talk to Mr. Marvin.
I guess so. Well, you can't represent her as a lawyer,
I know, I'm
but he
not.
could, Mr. Marvin wants this to be over with.
I do too.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, that happened. Is there any more, or is that it? It's just they have the rest of the courtroom audio coming back in. Oh, he comes back to turn it off.
Well, that ends.
All right, so let's go straight into day 2. Let's see if she learned her lesson.
Can you give 05 TX at your?
10 or Laura, you might want to come in and help me on this.
Move in. There she is.
Please have a seat.
There you are. See? Yep.
We're a little early. It's 2:57. I guess there's no harm in that. Was your son going to come back again today?
Yes, he's coming back.
Should we wait till 3? Okay. We'll let the clock tick a little bit. I will indicate, well, I'll call the case. This is file 23915FY. People versus Rosalind Ray Keenan. Ms. Keenan is charged with resisting obstructing a police officer, which is a felony punishable by up to 2 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $2,000, and with driving suspended. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. It carries 2 points on your driving record, and it requires that the license be suspended. I apologize, I'm losing my voice at the end of the day here. That sometimes happens. I talk too much. Anyway, yesterday we were here for a preliminary examination. We had another case that went first involving a child witness and took quite a bit of time, so we didn't get to this until after 3 o'clock. Ms. Keenan had previously indicated she did not wish to have an attorney, and there was no attorney on her behalf at that time. Prosecutor David Marvin was here yesterday, and there was 1 or more police officers that were here yesterday prepared to testify. We didn't get very far. We started to go through the particulars, but Mr. Marvin made a plea offer. I want to repeat that, Ms. Keenan. He offered to dismiss the felony charge of resisting and obstructing. He offered to dismiss the charge of driving suspended, which would not go on your driving record, for a misdemeanor plea to attempting to resist or obstruct a police officer. That's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 1 year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. He offered to then defer the sentence for 6 months. And if there were no other issues or concerns, he would consider dismissing the case. He was not able to be here this afternoon. He stopped in this morning and confirmed to me that his plea offer was still open to dismiss the felony charge.
Wow. After all this, he's still offering her a really, really sweet deal.
And the driving suspended charge for the plea to attempting to resist or obstruct a police officer. We were talking with
Nice.
Ms. Keenan yesterday. I found that she was in contempt and ordered that she go to jail, and she did, and we're here today. We were trying to establish whether she wanted any legal assistance in this matter. So, Ms. Keenan, you're the same person that you were yesterday with the same reservations and concerns. Is that correct?
Thank you. I have some things, like proof that the license shouldn't have been suspended, and they did reinstate them in Indiana.
All right, well, he's willing to dismiss that charge.
I think that's why, because I showed it to him.
All right, well, maybe so. He said you and he had several discussions. So let's see if we can
I
get
might, Chester. I
square
might.
one here. Do you want an attorney
Looks
to
pretty good.
assist you in this matter? I can appoint
Union.
one, and we can set it for further hearing. I don't want to force one on you, but I do think you could benefit from having counsel. It was clear you didn't understand the difference between a criminal case and a civil case, and you contempted yourself into a day in jail. I won't be offended if you tell me that you want to have an attorney, in which case I would set this matter for further proceeding out 2 weeks, which would be July 5th. How would you like to proceed, Ms. Keenan?
Thank you. So if I choose to get an attorney,
Mhm.
I have 2 weeks, and then nothing else will be brought up today. Because
Correct.
it'll,
Now, you could enter the plea to the misdemeanor offer that Mr. Marvin made today. But I do think you could benefit from having an attorney to assist you with this,
thank
in
you.
which case I would continue it to the 5th of July. That's 2 weeks from today in the afternoon. Usually it'd be on a Tuesday, but that's a holiday. It would be 1 o'clock on July 5th.
Am I gonna be still having to stay at the county jail and wait till?
Well,
then?
let's talk about that. No, you posted a $10,000 cash or surety bond. However, you've not agreed to be fingerprinted. So as soon as you agree to be fingerprinted, you can be released from jail. Otherwise, you're gonna sit there for 2 weeks.
Oh. You know, man, but right up until that moment, I was about to say that maybe a night in jail may have sobered her up a little bit on this SovCit stuff, but if she's saying now she's refusing to be fingerprinted, uh-oh.
All right. Would you like me to appoint an attorney for you?
Yes, if you appoint an attorney,
Mhm. Go
they're
ahead.
defense attorneys.
Yes,
Okay,
here's your son. All right, I'm going to appoint an attorney, which I think you could benefit from. I guess you can always say later, I don't want one, but at least like you have an opportunity to consult with one.
thank you. I have a question too.
All right,
If I have an attorney, I would like to be able to not be able to see him any sooner than Friday, because I want to be able to go
that's fine.
to a couple appointments for my dental and things that I want to do.
I'll give you their name or number. It could be a he or a she. Continue to July 5th at 1 o'clock for prelim. Bond is reinstated.
You mean that the bond was canceled?
No, it wasn't canceled.
Oh,
Under condition, a defendant be fingerprinted.
Mm-hmm.
The original complaint from the day of the arrest said that you did not comply with fingerprinting at that time. They attempted to do the fingerprinting again yesterday and they weren't able to do it. And I was advised by corrections staff that as of today, you've still declined to be fingerprinted. So as soon as you agree to be fingerprinted, you can get out. If you don't, you can sit there for 2 weeks and we'll discuss it next Friday, or excuse me, on July 5th.
Well,
In the meantime, I believe Mr. Marvin's misdemeanor offer is going to remain open. But you're not to be released until you complied with the booking process, including photo and fingerprints.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Today
Yes, ma'am.
I think it was today or maybe, because I slept a lot, so I don't even. Anyway, they booked me and took my picture.
All right, well, the
Is that
picture's
good
done.
enough?
That's good enough, but you
That's
have to
good
agree to
enough?
the fingerprints.
Oh, I still have to do the
Yes.
fingerprints?
And you can decide whether you want to do it. If you don't, that's
Well,
up to
I'm
you.
gonna do it.
All right.
Because I appreciate your offer. Thank you.
All
Yeah.
right, they'll take you back to
so clearly a night in jail really made her sit and think about what she's doing, at least. So we got there a little bit. Or not a little, we got there a lot. So she learned a little bit there, or at the very least, she knows she don't want to go, she don't want to stay in jail.
jail. If you finish the fingerprint process, you can pick her up at the jail. We'll give you the paperwork before she goes about who her court-appointed attorney is. After Friday, I want you to call them and make an appointment to discuss this matter.
Yeah, a little bit, Andrew.
All right, you're good to go. We'll take another shot at this on July 5th. You will have been fingerprinted by then, and Mr. Marvin will be back at that time.
So you wanna meet me at the jail? Come and get this, please.
You all
Yeah.
this all?
Yeah, he can have that stuff, and he can come meet you at the jail. You should be booked out by 4 o'clock.
You want this?
Yeah, it's just. This one, wait, maybe I have it. It's the pin number.
Just all.
Yeah, there it is.
So this is okay for me to give it to him?
Oh, yeah, I need this at the jail.
Here, sir.
So at the jail, I'll be down there soon, right? Or am I
He's gonna
leaving
take you
now?
back right now.
I just gotta wait for their paperwork and then we can do it.
Yeah, we gotta get the paper with the lawyer stuff on, so it'll take
It
a
should
minute.
be, I can't really give a specific time, but
It'll be.
I think
by
that's it.
4 o'clock. It'll be-
All right, that's it. So it sounds like something got through to her a little bit. A little bit. You know? Let's hope that July's hearing has been canceled because she got smart and took the deal and just ran away. Because goodness, I mean, talk about a sweetheart deal. So that is going to be it. I just wanted us to take a look at Middleton and take a look at the part 1 and part 2. And I also wanted to kind of give you guys the news. As always, I'll keep you guys updated. Thought I saw him updated on Archer's status. Again, if you guys missed it this morning or this at the beginning of the stream, Archer has been diagnosed with a form of lymphoma. There's a tumor on his upper lip. So that's what the bulge was. I thought it was. We all thought it was related to his dental work or his abscess, but in the meantime, they gave me more medication for his vomiting and diarrhea and all that nastiness, as along with more pain medication. But I want to thank you guys again. As always, it's appreciated. Your support is always appreciated. Thank you so much for your generosity and help. It'll definitely work. I'm gonna trying to get in touch with UPenn and see if I can get an appointment with them with an oncologist. So anyway, thank you guys again. I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening. I will likely see you on Friday, and We'll talk to you guys later. Thank you. Adios.
A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. A pimp, not a simp. We eat so many shrimp. I got iodine partners. My bitch a choosy lover.